Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We're back, Season 6, Throttle Freaks action, GT3 machinery on track for qualifying. Summer season sees a little dip in driver registration, but we still have almost 40 cars strong here, set to hit the grid this evening. Welcome in, I am Rob Campbell. This is Racers Nexus. In the booth with me, as usual, is the Richard Swindells on color content. Look at that handsome devil on the screen there. Welcome in, Rich, to WATKINS GLEN, a track both of us know well.
We know well. I don't necessarily drive well here, but I certainly think the racers here, the drivers at Throttle Freaks, will do quite well here. I'm sure they're all quite familiar with it.
They are. It's a track that any of them that would have run the special event this past week has seen a ton of time on track. They know this one intimately, Rich. But speaking of the track itself, let's take a look at the details there. Here we are, WATKINS GLEN, 3.36 miles, 14 turns, 1,500 feet above sea level. No sign of rain in the forecast. A little bit of clouds though, but no rain forecasted here in the fixed setup series, Rich. And we're in week 1 here. Let's take a look and see where the calendar is going to take us next week. Oran Park, that's going to be an interesting change here from WATKINS GLEN, which generally has quite a bit of racing room around it. But Oran Park, that is going to be some tight confines. We had a spa after that. Then off to the land down under to Mount Panorama and Bathurst. Always a fun broadcast there. VIR for round 5. The Streets Adelaide for round 6. Hockenheim for round 7. Then we head over to France to the circuit to the Sarthe, Lemans for round 8. Indy Road for round 9. Then we're going to wrap everything up on another street circuit here at St. Petersburg. We were there last night for another league, Rich, and it was pretty exciting.
It was interesting. And that's a no-drop week, folks. So St. Pete's, what a way to close out the season. Solid season, and I'm kind of looking forward to Oran Park. It's been years since I've raced there and been there. I don't remember ever running a GT3 there, so that'll be quite interesting.
Yeah, it's very tight. I've ran there once or twice in GT3 machinery. It's tight in like a Mazda or a Formula 4, so our drivers are really going to have to be wary of who's around them on track. But let's take a look at the format. We are in the middle of qualifying. You see they had 120 minutes of practice, 15 minutes of open qualifying, and the race itself 45 minutes. Unlimited tire sets, no fast repair in this series. 20 incident points will net you a drive-through. Another 4 after that will net you another drive-through. Fixed setup and 50% fuel load, which means we should start seeing the majority of the field come in about halfway through the race, a little past the halfway mark, Rich.
Yeah, not a whole lot of laps to keep that pit window open, so the drivers are going to be very conscious of that. And with that long straightaway here, you're not going to want to come in on your own, so you want to come in, trying an undercut doesn't necessarily work here. You really got to stay in draft range at WATKINS GLEN.
Absolutely do. Let's pop up the tower there and see how our drivers are doing. We got Jack Hedgecokes. He's back.
He's not coming back. He never comes back.
Took a season off last season. Did a little bit of schooling. Decided on the summer break here he's going to come back and hang with us and do a little GT3 racing. And no surprise, he's put it right at the sharp end of the field. Jim Feliz, another driver we haven't seen for a season or two as well. Rich, he's back. So I suspect we're going to see the renewing of the battle between Hedgecokes and Feliz. Brett Thurman, though, up into third place, the bad Santa machine, starting out strong right now in the Ferrari. And we're seeing a bit of a theme here that we saw in past couple weeks here in a couple other leagues in GT3 racing, Rich. A ton of Ferraris on the grid.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a trend I like, but I understand why drivers are choosing that. It seems to be quite popular, and obviously it's got kind of a maybe a little favorable balance of power. But you know who's not in the Ferrari? David Bush III on camera running in VR back in the customary Lamborghini that he is always driven for every race, I believe, with Throttle Freaks.
Yeah, we can always count on D. Bush to drive the I'm going to say OP car, the non-preferred car, week in, week out, season in, season out. He's always in that Lambo. So good to see him back. We had a couple other drivers driving some non-Ferraris too as well. Jay Steffi back again in the Porsche. He's dropped down into the Pro-Am class from Pro last season, so he should be a bit of a menace in the Pro-Am class. We'll look to see how he does. We had some other drivers sharing their cameras too as well. James Hand in the BMW. I don't think we've seen him drive the BMW yet. Rich, we've seen him in the Mustang, we've seen him in the McLaren, but I don't think we've seen him in the BMW. It looks like he's hopped on board the I-75 team by judging by his paint he's got going.
Yeah, that's what my timing and scoring showing. He's part of the I-75 Motorsports gang. So welcome back, James. He's racing with us from across the pond. So James, we're running real late at night every week at Throttle Freaks for multiple seasons now. So welcome back, and thanks for putting the camera on.
Yeah, he's always got his camera on. Another driver we've got camera on this evening is Joshua Spears. We haven't seen him for a couple seasons too as well. He is back, just driving the plain white BMW though this evening. We'll see if maybe he throws a SimCity paint job on that. Just check my other camera here, system here to see. No, white BMW on there too as well. Maybe he forgot to throw his paint on this evening, Rich.
The poor car's naked, Rob.
He is. Another name we haven't seen in a little bit is Brett Pancari, and he's got his own special paint that he's let us know about, Rich. And if I can just find where I sent that to you, we'll give a little blurb here about it. It's the Pontiac NSX, throwback to the Pepsi Challenge Don Prudhomme 1982 Pepsi Challenge Pontiac Firebird funny car. So Brett, he's always got his matching kit on as he's racing, Rich, and there he is. I get to as well. I'm trying to remember what the name of his team was last time. It was like Daisy something other. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. This time it's the Daisy Challenger Pontiac.
Yeah, he always has a good team name. It was something Daisies, but I forget as well.
Maybe he'll update us after the race when he's watching back the broadcast. But here we go, Kevin Berquist. He's back again. The Crikey Esports driver teaming up with Ian Cabana as they do season in, season out. Berquist can be representing the Pro-Am side. Ian Cabana, but a strong AM season last season, Rich. See if he can build off that this season. See if those two Crikey Esports drivers can try and throw their hat in the ring for the team championship.
Yeah, last season I believe was the first time we had Ian Cabana in the interview room after the race, and he liked it so much he kept doing it, folks. So Ian Cabana, like you said, a strong season last season, looking to have another one again. So always nice having these Crikey Esports drivers back with Throttle Freaks. They've been around for quite some time with us.
Yeah, Kevin Berquist, I think, was one of the first drivers I raced with in the old PRL days back in GT4 racing. So it's been a long time covering his races, either racing with him or covering it. So best of luck to him. But William Fenson's shot himself up into second place. Rich, he's now knocked Jim Flees down into third. So William Fenson, a guy who we've seen a ton of pace out of in seasons past, but just seems to end up finding that a little bit of trouble that kind of goes sideways and throws his race sideways. So hoping for a good season here for him.
He's always got a great pace. Has demonstrated that for multiple seasons. So William Fenson racing in the morning in Australia right now. Morning time for him. Maybe that's just throwing him off his game a little bit, but always has great pace. Sometimes capitalize on it, but not every time. So here's hoping he has a little more solid finish to this season than some of the seasons past. Dale Peterson, he's been with us for quite some time, and right now he's the Pro-Am class leader. So great qualifying effort for him.
He's going to pull it into the pits. Ryan O'Connor, one of his teammates on the Woodaback racing team. Both of them driving in the McLaren, so at least we have two McLarens on track here, Rich, to battle with the Ferraris. Got a few Fords. Looking at, they got two Corvettes to make you happy, a couple of Acuras, a couple of BMWs, a few Porsches scattered in between there, but definitely, as you can see on the timing scoring there, a ton of Ferraris on track.
Yeah, we'll cover the Fords, the McLarens, the BMWs, and the Corvettes, and the Acura. Yeah, oh, of course the Porsches, but we'll just you've got that magic button, don't you, that hides the Ferraris? No.
I can, yeah. Hold on here. Unfortunately, it hides all of them. There we go. No, now we don't know what they're driving, but this clock has wrapped up here in qualifying. Anybody still on track will be able to finish up their lap. Ryan O'Connor got in just before the drop of the checker flag. Jason Park's still out there, but looks like this lap going to get pretty much negated for him as he's going pretty slow in the Riot Mustang. And look at him representing Canada proud with the all red with a little bit of like off red camo in the Canada flag on the top there, Rich. We actually got three Canadians in a row in qualifying. Seb Gauthier in 15th, Jacob Fichtner in 16th, and Jason Park in 17th, all lined up. So we're going to stack them right in the middle of the field so we can cause some chaos.
Yeah, Canada Day is coming up shortly, July 1st. That's Canada's version, I guess, equivalent to the 4th of July for the Americans. Sorry, Australia, I don't know what yours is, or you, James Hand, but man, oh man, like that. I really like the look of that McLaren car too. You know, I know I show some bias towards the Corvettes, but the McLaren's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's you know, it's probably my favorite of the GT3s as far as the street version of the car versus the GT3 car. They all look a little bit different in GT3 guys, but the McLaren 720S itself, probably one of my favorite sports cars.
I drove one of those in real life. I loved it. It was awesome.
Rich is fired. Get him out of the booth. But
Wait,
it's time to
It was a
check.
rental for...
Drive like he stole it. Qualifying's done. Let's take a look at our grid here for race number 1. We got Jack Hedgecoke's taking top spot away from William Fenson. Row 2 is going to find Jim Flees in 3rd with Herbert Pineda in 4th place. 5th place going to go to Sean Provo with the Bad Santa. Brett Thurman to his outside in 6th place. Row 4 we're going to find Nick Gowen in 7th in a Ferrari. And then Joshua Spears in 8th place. SimCity Racing driver in 9th is going to be Ryan O'Connor in the McLaren, and Taylor Shank in 10th place, new driver to the league. Welcome into him. He's going to round out the top 10.
Yeah, 11th place, we're driving the McLaren. Dale Peterson in 12th. Colin McKenzie in the Acura as always. 13th place, Kevin Bergquist. In 14th, David Bush III. 15th place, we've got the mad face of Seb Gauthier, and in 16th, we've got Jacob Fichtner. 17th, we've got Jason Park. Josh Goen making his return in 18th. 19th place, we have Jay Steffi. And rounding out your top 20, Andrew Venaro.
21st place, we're going to find Ryan Bird and then Samuel Garcia in 22nd. That's a couple of new names to the league too as well. Welcome into them. Jack Polyak in 23rd with Ian Cabana in 24th to his outside. 25th is where we're going to find Kyle Dewey. Tyler Gilbert in 26th. 27th place goes to James Hand. It looks like he's having a drink in that picture, Rich, so he's ready to go. 28th place is going to be Doug Evans, the Waterback driver. 29th and 30th is going to go to Matt Scherf and Andrew Trickett.
Yeah, 31st we've got Cesar Jimenez. In 32nd we've got Giovanni Sumogod. 33rd we've got Justin Welsh with Brett Poncari making his return in 34th. 35th we've got Chip Michaels. In 36th place Matt Mars in the Reese's car. And 37th place, last on the grid today, we've got Max Gomez.
Hey, he's got that Dixie Cup paint job on the Porsche there, Rich. So always a classic. I love seeing the Dixie Cup paint job, except for when you get your car squished. It's like very reminiscent of when you're at the bar, you get your Dixie Cup, you chug your drink, you just crush it up, throw it off the side. So hopefully that doesn't happen to Max Gomez here this evening. But the drivers are on the pace lap here, trying to get some heat into the tires. Full pace lap, and then we'll be coming around to pick up the green flag, Rich, and new curbing at Watkins Glen. So I hope all the drivers put in a ton of practice to get accustomed to the curbing into the bus stop, as it's a little dangerous now, where you used to be able to take it right out to that inside Armco. You have to be a little more leery of it and watch that you're not trying to cut the track too much through there.
We may see some examples of that on lap 1, let's hope not, but rather unusual we're doing the full pace lap here at Throttle Freaks, but start of season 6, we want to get off to a clean start, let the drivers all get accustomed to it, get some heat in the tires. I guess that's what they're thinking. And let's just take a look at the beautiful liveries we've got this season. Some people driving their traditional colors like Jack Hedgecoats, but like you said, we've got some others featured as well, and drivers just kind of lining it up. Just a beautiful, beautiful track. You take a look here on board the race cam of Joshua Spears. Joshua getting ready to get it going, and once again.
Yeah, we've got all our, it looks like Matt Mars' camera has left the building on us. We'll see if maybe we can get that one picked up a little later on. James Hand, he's looking like he's ready to do some racing, Rich. Doesn't have quite the curl on the end of the handlebar mustache, though, this season.
Yeah, he's calmed things down. Looks like he's trying to do what when you used to have your goatee. So he's trying to get to that kind of stage of things. But that's all right. Oh, Brett Bacari. Oh, right. I always forgot about his webcam. Always with the big background there. So Brett also running in VR. So always interesting to see what the drivers choose. I think it's majority of running triples. But we've certainly got several VR drivers, such as David Bush, Brett Bacari. I think there's a couple others that as well in here tonight. So,
yeah, there's David Bush there. He needs to get that wall decorated there, Rich. Looks like he's sitting all by his lonesome out there, but we are getting ready
waiting for some trophies.
We're getting ready to go here as the field coming around through the final corner. Hedgecoats and Fenson going to lead them to the green flag to kick off the start of season 6. 45 minutes of action about to come this way. Barney with the green flag ready. Who's going to get the jump? Hedgecox is down and away. It looks like Jim Feliz actually got a good jump on the inside. He's going to try and make a move to Fenson into turn 1. Herbert Pineda right there too as well on the outside of Feliz, but Feliz not going to get away around Fenson. Fenson able to utilize that wide run and keep the pace. So nice clean run through turn 1, Rich.
Yeah, very clean run. The nice thing at Watkins Glen is you've got a bit of runoff. We take a look here at Jim Feliz. Jim Feliz going side by side with Herbert Pineda. Herbert to the outside. Feliz has got the preferred inside line. Battle of the late breakers. Pineda wisely tucking it in behind. We're on board here with Brett Thurman watching the action just ahead of him. Brett Thurman, he's up one position. He's in 5th. He's following along behind Pineda and Feliz. So right now, Jack Hedgecoats in front. William Fenson 2nd. Top 4 drivers, all where they started.
And let's head back a little bit further through the field as we see Josh Spears in behind Nick Goen. Goen racing back strong this season. They might have showed up about half an hour before the race started here, Rich, but right now looking strong for Nick Goen as he's got himself in 6th place. David Bush the 3rd, he is up 1 spot into 13th place. Kevin Berquist right behind him, down 1 spot, so David Bush took that 1 spot away, but there we see Jason Park. Thought about showing the nose up on the inside of Berquist, then backed out of it a little early on. Just a little gamesmanship there, not really trying to push the envelope. They're still trying to get the tires up to temp here. No real need to try and force them maneuver. Still a lot of race left in this one, as we haven't even completed lap number 1.
No, we haven't, and all the drivers so far doing a great job of keeping things cool. That turn 10 there, Watkins Glen, I always find to be that most trickiest turn on the circuit, but looks like I'm going to hold my breath here as we're coming across the start-finish line. Jack Hedgecoats continue to lead him on, but all the way down through the field here now, we've got so far 37 cars started this race. Oh, big move up the inside, but whoo, everything's safe. But 37 cars started this race, 37 cars completed lap 1, not one incident, Rob. That's fantastic racing.
Yeah, hopefully we didn't just curse it though, Rich, but we got a battle here between Ryan Bird and Andrew Venaro. Bird in the Corvette, Venaro in the Acura. So Colin McKenzie has some company this season in the Acura, with Brett Pancari and Andrew Venaro in there too as well. A little contact between Bird and Venaro in through the bus stop, but both of them able to carry on. But unfortunately, that's going to drop Venaro into the clutches of Samuel Garcia, who looks to the inside now. Garcia, new driver, trying to put his stamp on the race, trying to make his move around Andrew Venaro, driver who we've seen for a number of seasons in the Throttle Freaks, one of the staple drivers. But right in behind them, here comes James Hand, already up 4 spots here, Rich.
Yeah, James Hand up 4 spots right behind him, and Matt Scherf up 5 spots. So getting a little bit of a bottleneck here, folks. You're racing side by side, costs you time. Oh, there we go. Now we got some moves going on the inside here. My goodness, here we go. And we got Bravery going here. We got James Hand coming up, following along behind Samuel Garcia, and Venaro still. Oh, Jacob Figner's gone around here. We'll have to take a look and see what happened there. I kind of missed that a little bit.
I think Steffi was involved in that too, yeah. I think that was Jay Steffi. Let's take a look here. On board with Fichtner. Steffi looked to the inside. Oh, I just got into the right quarter of Fichtner, and I think Steffi waits for him here to get back on track. Yeah. He does. Comes to a complete stop, so nice sportsmanship there for Jay Steffi, but unfortunately going to cost both of those drivers a number of positions.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Fichtner's car is heavily damaged there because he's...
oh, we got somebody out on the front. Cesar Jimenez out too as well. Saw him pull over and park it. Or I think, actually, sorry, that might have been Tyler Gilbert here. Let's see what happened to him. But I think Cesar Jimenez might have been involved in this one too as well. Gilbert, he's got some damage. Oh, we got cars sitting sideways. It's Venaro in another Porsche. Oh, man, what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, I feel for... and nobody was moving. They're just sitting there, it looks like for...
Man, that's Venaro sitting there. I'm not sure what happened. Let's see if we can find out what happened here, Rich. So we got Venaro in the inside of Garcia here. Oh, they touched to the final corner. Oh, they got wrapped up around. Jimenez got caught up in it. Man, they did the right thing, sat there and held their brakes, but unfortunately, another couple drivers coming around just didn't get slowed up and able to move around them. And, oh, man. Oh, I think that was Gilbert at the end coming through, but he had a week and a couple days to avoid that. But unfortunately, a number of drivers out from that contact.
Yeah, I mean, yellow flags tell you there's a yellow flag, but it's not going to tell you that when you're coming around there that you've got any space or you don't have any space. But rather unfortunate, and nice to see the drivers do what they're supposed to, though, not back up into traffic and be predictable. But back up at the front, we're going to go back up to the front, live action. Jack Hedgecoats continuing to lead William Fenson. He's got about just over half a second. Jim Feliz about 3/4 of a second back of them. But on the small screen, welcome back, Nick. Or sorry, we're not Nick Josh going. That's the other going. That's Josh going. Josh going. Sorry, there's too many goings. But welcome back. Nice to see you in the thick of things with Kevin Berquist in this case. So Ferrari on Ferrari. We've got Goen following Berquist. And right now we've got Fenson following Hedgecoats.
There we go. See Josh go and make the move on the inside of Berquist into the bus stop. Takes that spot away. That's going to move Josh going up into 16th place. It's going to drop Kevin Berquist down 4 spots. So not the start of the season Kevin Berquist was envisioning, is now he's getting some pressure from new driver Ryan Bird in the Quarter Life Crisis Racing Team. What a name there, Rich, for that that team. Love it.
So that's a different one. It's always nice seeing what team names the competitors come up with. So, you know, we've got the Crikey Motorsports, we got Whataback Racing, B&O Carta Montreal. I always thought that was Cartamania, but you know, a variety of teams. Of course, SRTE always here with their different teams. Purple, black. I'm not sure who else. Riot Motorsports, I-75 Motorsports. So lots of teams, lots of team racing this season, folks. Taking a look back at some individuals, though. Brett Thurman, Bad Santa, he's got the best crash helmet in the business, folks. The 69 car of Brett Thurman. You know Santa's not going to hurt his noggin when he's wearing his cap. So Brett Thurman having himself a solid effort start to this race. He's in 5th place, up 1 position.
Yeah, just in behind him, though, we got a battle between Provo, Goen, and Spears. This is for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Provo, one of our AM drivers, up into 6th place. So nice run for him. I'm kind of surprised that Sean Provo didn't get promoted up into the Pro-Am category. I'm going to have to double check that, as he's at almost 1900 iRacing. I might have him slotted into the wrong class here, Rich.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out if we go to interview him and say congratulations on a victory, and he didn't get a victory. But that's presupposing a way too early. We're only 8 minutes into this 45-minute race, and lots of racing action going on, including Jason Park in the Mustang. Jason Park following along behind David Bush III. David Bush III, you know, he's doing a solid job here this evening of representing the great Lamborghini.
I think he's our lone Lamborghini in the field this week, possibly this season. Yes, he is. I can confirm he's the lone driver. So the Lambo got a little bit of a buff, I want to say last season, after a number of seasons where it really wasn't all that competitive. And then last season we saw iRacing finally address that a little bit, made it a little more competitive, and we saw a few more on track. We'll see if maybe a few more come in as the season goes. But right now, the Ferrari is the strong car to have, it looks like.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think the very first GT3 car I ever bought was the Lamborghini. And then the second one was the Corvette. Or actually, no, the Corvette was a GTE when I bought it. So with the Lamborghinis, I'm a big fan of it. I mean, you're following behind that Lamborghini, you can't see anything. I mean, it's a bulbous in the behind, as they say, and but a beautiful car. Jack Hedgecoats, though. Here we go, folks. Lap 6, almost just over 9 minutes in. He continues to lead William Fenson, but not really being able to put up much of a gap. But William Fenson stretched his lead over Jim Felice to about a full second right now. But Hedgecoats picking up right where he left off 2 seasons ago on a tear.
He is. William Fenson, though, sticking right with him, only 6/10 between the two of them. And I have confirmed, Rich, Sean Provo is an AM driver, so we'll see here. Whoa. Maybe he'll get that promotion as the season heads on, but doing well right now. Got himself in 6th place, well ahead of Taylor Shanks, in 10th place, our next to highest AM driver. But we actually have 2 AM drivers ahead of our entire Pro-Am field. Dale Peterson, our top Pro-Am driver, with Colin McKenzie right in behind him. So we'll see. We're still early days here in the race. Still 34 minutes of potentially a 26-lap race here, as long as Jack Hedgecoats keeps up the pace he's running. So we'll see if things kind of sort themselves out a little bit here, or if maybe a couple drivers might see a promotion as the season goes on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big proponent of you go for the victory, but you're not going to sandbag to stay in your class you're in. You always want to be you always want to be as fast as you can be, and so far so good for Sean Provo, picking right up where he left off last season. Hey, while that's going on, Jack Hedgecoats just set the fastest lap of the race, so far so good. But he's not really, he's a little faster than William Fenton. He's got about 2/10 gap to him and Jim Felice for fastest lap. Urban Renata also right there. He's only about 3/10 back. So those 4 drivers all setting blistering paces. All 4 drivers in the 144s. Everybody else 145 or higher. So great job there for the top 4 in terms of pace. There's Herbert Pineda. A little different look to the car this season than we're used to seeing, but nice to have you back, Herbert.
Yeah, I think he's representing a new race team, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to some reason
Aerostar Racing, I believe.
Yeah, for some reason it's slipping my mind what team he was on last season. Well, I guess a number of seasons before, but yeah, it used to be like a purple, black, and white paint scheme. But Herbert Pineda,
Oh, Ace Motorsports.
Ace Motorsports, that's right. Herbert Pineda representing the Puerto Rican side of the U.S. colonies really well right now in 4th place. Although the bad Santa Brett Thurman and Sean Provo not too far behind, but Provo feeling a ton of pressure now from Nick Goen, the Goen Racing driver, up into 7th place. Actually, we haven't seen any movement virtually out of our top 12, with only Thurman and Provo swapping spots, but the rest of the top 12 right where they qualified, Rich.
Yeah, that's that just shows you. I mean, there's qualifying pace and there's race pace, and so far for the top 12 drivers, and really we could go even further into the field than that. Their race pace is their qualifying pace, at least thus far. We'll see how they go when they're on worn tires. Here we got to showcase this man here, Matt Mars. Matt Mars, always one of my personal favorites in terms of liveries, because he hears my calling, folks. I called him out because he wasn't racing anything that I can eat, and he's got the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup livery today. Thank you, Matt.
The Superior Chocolate Bar Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. So good to see Matt back with the candy flavored paint scheme, but he's feeling a ton of pressure from Doug Evans right now, the Whataback driver in the Ford Mustang. Right behind him, that's battle for 20th and 29th, and then Jay Steffi. We saw what happened to him earlier on where he got wrapped up with I think that was Fichtner, if I remember correctly. Fichtner out, unfortunately, from that contact, but Steffi able to keep going, but he's down 11 spots now into 30th place. He's got a ton of work set out ahead of him here, Rich.
He does, but it was an ill-advised move or an ill-timed move, unfortunately. But Jay Steffi doing the honorable and gentlemanly thing, waiting for the other driver to get back underway, cost him a ton of positions. He's going to battle back, though. He's not a quitter, so nice to see Jay Steffi in the beautiful livery of the Riot Motorsports team yellow car, and that's quite flashy.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on and see how he does. He tries to work his way up through the field. Let's head a little farther up here. Taylor Schenk. He is kind of stuck in between Ryan O'Connor and Dale Peterson here. As we've got, it looks like about 10 cars or so in a line here, Rich. It looks like it stretches from Provo and Goen all the way back to, I think maybe Jason Park is at the tail end of this pack. Yeah, it is. Seb Goche just a little bit behind. Actually, I'm going to say Josh Goen by the tail end of this pack. So it goes from all the way from 6th place Sean Provo all the way back to 16th place Josh Goen. So about 11 cars in a row here, only separated by about 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's all good, close racing, and I mean, I'm real impressed with how clean, for the most part, this race has gone. We've lost a few drivers. Looks like we've lost a half a dozen, but most of those were because of that one little incident on the last corner. And otherwise, everything's looking pretty solid. A nice start to the season. We've got 31 cars still on the lead lap. We're 15 minutes in. We got a good battle here, and we got a good battle on the inside as well. James Hand making a big move. James Hand, he's on a tear there for James. A nice job. James Hand up 7 positions. Matt Scherf up next on the list. Matt Scherf in the Corvette up 10 positions. So 2 drivers on the move are 19th and 20th.
Yeah, as you said that, Nick Goen was able to move around Sean Provo, and now Joshua Spear is going to try and capitalize too as well with Ryan O'Connor there. So we have some drivers starting to make their way through the field here, Rich. We'll see how far they can keep going. Ian Cabana put some pressure on the back of Kyle Dewey, another one of those I-75 Motorsports drivers. I-75, although we don't have Tyler Cato oh man, who's the other driver? It's slipped my mind now. Cato and his teammate last season, who ended up winning the team championship. They were the leaders, basically, the I-75 front here in Throttle Freaks. We don't have either one of them. They are signed up for Porsche Cup, if hopefully that gets enough signups. But mentioned off the top of your head, if you are interested in racing Porsche Cup, there's still a couple weeks to get signed up. It kicks off July 1st if we can get enough signups. Right now, it's kind of on the verge of not quite having enough signups. So if you're interested in racing Porsche Cup, you'll find the link to the league Discord in the description of the video. Hop in there, get yourself signed up, and you can be out here racing as well on Wednesday nights here on Racer Nexus.
Yeah. Oh, look at this action here. Josh Spears pulls to the outside, but that gets covered off right quick, folks. Josh Spears applying all kinds of pressure to Sean Provo, so the Mustang driver managing to hold him off for now, but I don't know how long he's going to be able to because the pressure keeps on coming. Josh Spears takes a peek up the inside, still on the inside. He's got to give it up. Whoa. And wow, that was a little bit crazy. Provo using all the track and then a little bit of the dirt trying to hold him off. Spears trying to go around the outside, which is not necessarily a bad place to be, but while that's going on, Ryan O'Connor says, I'll stick my nose up in there too. So now we've got the McLaren, we got the BMW, we got the Ford all battling for that position right now. 7th place up for grabs with Provo doing a good job holding everybody off.
And Taylor Shank trying to get involved with the Unicorn Mustang, the My Little Pony paint on the back of that car. We see a little contact between O'Connor and Spears. O'Connor almost into that outside wall. He was able to hold on to it, but that's a battle within the pro class. These two drivers, 7th and 8th in class, 8th and 9th overall. So not only battling for a position here, Rich, they need those points. Points are doled out. Where you finish in the overall position doesn't matter where you finish in your class. You could be an AM driver, finish in the top 5, and you're going to get top 5 points. If second place in AM finishes in 15th place, he's getting 15th place points. So every position matters here, no matter what class you are in.
That's for sure, and it's a season-long championship. It's not one race, so every week counts. You do have some drop weeks, but you want to score as many points as you can from week to week. Consistency counts more than victories, really. And look at this inset battle we got here with James Hand getting in 10th place, or sorry, not in 10th place. Right now, wow, look at this action. We've got James Hand, Matt Sheriff. I'm not sure who else is there. What am I looking at, Rob? That we got all kinds of action on that inset.
And, Kyle Dewey all wrapped up there.
Yeah, that's great action, folks. And when we were 20 minutes in, we're mid-pack of the field, and everybody kind of nose to tail battling hard for one position here, one position there. Right now, here's the other close battle. We got Jack Polyak sitting there in 21st. Jack Polyak, he's got Kyle Dewey in behind him, and up ahead of Jack, we got Matt Sheriff and James Hand. So nice little 4 or 5 car train here, well into the midfield. So good battling in league racing. Throttle Freaks is where it's at if you want to do some GT3 racing and have some great race action on a Tuesday night.
Oh, man. Oh, Jack Polyak late on the brakes. I thought for a minute there Matt Sheriff was going to get cleared off track, but Polyak was able to get it slowed up. But we got a battle here. Go farther back, Chase Steffi going to pick up one more spot that he lost as he moves his way around Doug Evans to get him up into 20th place. Still a long way to go for Steffi to get back to where he was. A little farther up the track, we still got this trio. Wow, what do we got? Still about 10 cars in a row here. Rich now being led by Sean Provo, who's fallen back a little bit off Nick Goen. Goen got around Provo, and he's been able to open up a 2.6 second gap now between he and Sean Provo. Provo being able to hold off Spears right now, but O'Connor, Shank, Peterson, McKenzie, Park, Bush, all not too far behind there now. Any mistake and you could lose 4, 5, 6 positions very quickly.
Oh, that's for sure. Hey, one thing I noticed, Rob, in the amateur category, it's first is a Ford, second is a Ford, third is a BMW. In Pro-Am, I mean, Pro-Am first is a McLaren, then we got an Acura, then we got a Ford. So lots of different manufacturers in the Pro-Am and Am ranks, but the pros seem to be all kind of stuck on the Ferrari for the most part.
Yeah, tryhards. They're all tryhards, Rich, trying to copy each other.
Don't want to give up a 100th of a second. I guess that's why they're pros, and I'm just I'd be a sub-am at best. So hey, what do I know? I'm just a commentator, folks. A commentator who pretends to race once every 6 months or so. Here we go. We got a nice little battle on screen here with Mr. Bad Santa, Brett Thurman. Brett Thurman still in 5th place, and Nick Goen in 6th. So these drivers have seen each other a number of times in the past, and at start of season 6, they're back together once again. Brett Thurman holding up, and Nick going takes a peek. Kind of a little rope-a-dope there, pulls it back in, and I think he's going to maybe try and set himself up for the bus stop and see what happens up there.
And it's on hop on board here with Nick going, see what kind of run he gets in behind the Ferrari of Thurman. But when we were kind of mentioning the balance of cars, whether one is a little better than the other, Rich, it seems to have more of effect in the fixed setups, because you can't kind of make up the difference in setup wise, where one car may be a little better than others at certain tracks. So you tend to see a little more in the fixed series or fixed leagues, where it's you're locked into a car week in, week out, where you may see more of the what they call the OP car for each season, a little more prevalent in the standings. So we'll see if later on as the season goes, if maybe the Ferraris won't be the best car as the season rolls out. Not every track is going to be a good car for, or a good combo for the Ferrari. So maybe we'll see the Ferrari drivers struggling. We might see some driver changes as the season rolls on.
Yeah, that said, I believe there's some heavy season point penalties for changing cars. So I would expect the pros to kind of stick it out with what they've got. But so far, so good. And this little trail here we got in 8th place, Ryan O'Connor. Ryan O'Connor following along behind Josh Spears. So Sean Provo in behind them. Sean Provo has dropped a few spots from where he started. Now then in behind Sean Provo is Taylor Shank. So the amateur drivers are 9th and 10th, and they are now, nose to tail from each other. So we've got a little battle between rookie driver Taylor Shank and Sean Provo. As we've got some early pit stops. They're not early. We're more than halfway through this race. But the first of our regularly scheduled pit stops coming on board now. We've got Dale Peterson and Josh Gowen in pit lane.
Yeah, the first takers, and I guess that makes sense. We're at basically the halfway point here, Rich. So not all that surprising to see some drivers coming in, but Nick Gowen still locked on the back bumper of Brett Thurman. Hasn't been able to find a way around him here. Brett Thurman making that bad Santa Ferrari as wide as he can, but ooh, a little slow through the entry of the bus stop for Thurman. He saw it going, really close that gap. He's going to try and make a run around the outside of the carousel. If he can stay side by side here with Thurman, that would give him the inside line as they head into the boot. There he is on the inside. Thurman trying to fight back. And now again, if Thurman could stay there, he'd have the inside line, but looks like Gowen might have that dusted. Here comes Thurman back now, fighting back on the inside, not ready to give up this position. They're going to continue to battle for 5th and 6th place as they head up into the heel of the boot here now, Rich. It's going to work back again into Thurman's favor here now. Again, if Gowen could stay side by side, eventually the track will come back to him again, as they've gone 3-4 corners now side by side. Finally, Nick Gowen going to take that spot away from Brett Thurman.
That's called earning that position. I mean, Nick Gowen earned that, and certainly Brett Thurman did not make it easy. I mean, that was what, 4 or 5 corners, side by side action. Fortunately for both drivers, they had like about a 4.5 second gap to Josh Spears behind, but all that battling there cost them about a second, but they still got a little bit of a gap there. So no harm, no foul. Nick Gowen doing a great job getting by Brett Thurman. Good, clean side-by-side action for multiple corners.
Yeah, but plenty of space given by each driver not to force the other one off the track. We've seen a few more drivers come into the pits. Kevin Berquist and Matt Scherf have chosen to come in to get their little splash of fuel to get them to the end. I don't suspect any of our drivers will be picking any tires here tonight, Rich. The track temps aren't all that high, and Watkins itself isn't necessarily all that tough on tires. But let's take a look at the weather. There you can see 82-degree air temp, 97-degree track temp. So it is a little on the warmer side, but again, Watkins not all that abrasive. They should be able to make it through a 45-minute race with one set of tires they started with here. But Jason Park, he's fallen back a little bit off the back of David Bush. He's got Seb Gauthier right behind him now. Seb Gauthier on the SRTE purple team, and if you weren't able to read it on screen, you'd know just from the color of his tires or his wheels, Rich.
You would, and I don't know why, but with the nice new overlays we've got here at Racer Nexus, when we did the starting grid, Seb Gauthier's driver profile pic just blown up and taking up half the screen. Just it really cracked me up. So Seb, don't ever change that. We love it. We really appreciate your sense of humor, and unless that's what you always look like, hey, I'm not casting shade here, buddy. But great race action here tonight, folks. We're 26 minutes into this race. Hey, race leader Jack Hedgehook's in, William Fenson in, Jim Feliz in, Herbert Pineda in. I'm guessing this is the end of the pit window because everybody's coming in except for Nick Gowen. Nick Gowen staying out, so Nick Gowen's going to go around and take another lap, and looks like Ryan O'Connor's also staying out. So some of the drivers doing a little better on fuel, others staying out. Looks like we've got we got 10, maybe half the field in, just a little over half the field, but at least 6-7 drivers going around for another lap.
Yeah, and I can say the majority of these drivers, Rich, have pretty much been either, I don't want to necessarily say battling, because they haven't been battling all that much. Just kind of been line to stern with the cars around them, kind of saving a little bit of fuel. So it's not all that surprising, I guess, to see McKenzie, Busch, Park, Gauthier all be able to run an extra lap. Nick Gowen, although he made up a couple of spots before the pit cycle really started to kick off, but for the most part, he was kind of stuck in traffic, kind of saving a little bit of fuel. So it kind of explains why you see these drivers being able to go around an extra lap. Now, is it going to benefit them? Did they lose too much time saving that fuel, or they're not going to be able to pick up any spots? As our leaders have been in and out, Jack Hedgecote, Benson, Feliz, Pineda, they're all in and out back on track. So let's see where things shape out once this pack comes in. But for sure, Jack Hedgecote, Benson, and Feliz should be able to retake the top 3 positions. But we'll see where Pineda, Thurman, Spears, and Peterson kind of cycle into that battle they were in.
Yeah, while that's going on, Taylor Shank in running in AM division, he was battling there with Sean Provo. A very slow pit stop. That's going to cost him dearly. So Taylor Shank, 35, almost 36 seconds in the stall. That's going to ruin his chances, unfortunately, of a victory, I think, tonight. But we'll see what happens with the other drivers who are going on board here. Look at this side-by-side action. We got Josh Gowen sitting in 8th place. Josh, my goodness, I can't even speak anymore. He's not in 8th, he's in 16th. Josh Gowen, Sean Provo, side-by-side action. Provo backs out of it, so Gowen moving on up.
The Jeffersons would be proud of you there, Rich, for that one. So that's going back into 15th place as we see brother Nick. He's finished up his field stop. He's in and out. And I got a pit exit and see Brett Thurman into turn 1 here now. Is Nick going to be able to get out ahead of him? He is, but Thurman going to have his tires back up to temp here, where Nick Gowen's going to need a better part of a lap to get his tires back up to temp. But he's got almost a 2-second gap over Brett Thurman here, Rich.
He does, but Nick Gowen's got nobody to draft with, so if Brett Thurman can get a good outlap, get things underway get going really quickly and get up to the back of Gowen before he gets everything heated up, we might have a little bit of a battle in hand. It's about 1.5 seconds, and he's got to close that up another half second at least to start getting into draft range. Poor Welsh has got himself a little bit of Justin Welsh, a black flag. He's got to come back to pit lane, so that's going to hurt his chances. On board here, David Busch, the third. David Busch, 30 in 10th right now. He's up 4 positions, so solid race.
Rich. Something happened between Seb Gauthier and Josh Gowen here. They were battling into the bus stop. Oh, man, a little contact from Gowen into the left rear of Gauthier, and that is a massive hit for both those drivers. Gauthier trying to get back on track, but he has no rear end. Ferrari looking like a little bit of a kit car now. Oh, man, heavy contact. Let's see if we can get another look at that from a little higher up here, Rich. See them going side by side into the bus stop. Gauthier on the inside, up onto the curbs. Just that little bit of contact. I think the first contact was okay. It was the second little touch that really sent things awry. I think if they would have been able to gather up that first contact, they might have been able to save it through there, but unfortunately that's going to be a race ending for both of those drivers.
Yeah, not the start of the season either was looking for. They were both having solid efforts, but we're going back racing, folks. We're picking right back up where we left off. David Busch III having his battle, and Colin McKenzie in behind him. We got Dale Peterson up ahead, so a big, nice train here of cars. Peterson, Busch, Mackenzie, and right in behind Mackenzie, Jason Park towing up the trail of this little 4 or 5 car train.
Yeah, it looks like Park in danger of losing the draft off that trio up ahead. Needs to try and close that gap a little bit. The Mustang has the grunt to do it. He just needs to cut some tight lines here. But in behind them, we got a battle between Jack Polyak and James Hand as they head into the bus stop now. James Hand, one of the new I-75 Motorsports drivers, representing them for the first time this season. He's trying to hold off Jack Polyak. And James Hand, I believe, Rich, let me check my calculations here. James Hand is the biggest mover of the race to this point, up 12 positions into 15th place.
Yeah, not only the biggest mover, he's now the leader in the amateur category because I was talking, Sean Provo also had some pit lane troubles. It looks like he may have gotten a penalty, so Sean Provo dropped back, and James Hand, because of the pit issues the others had, James Hand is up into first in amateur. So great start to the season thus far for James Hand, but he's got himself a little battle. He's got Jack Polyak in behind him. That's for position, but not in class. So, and then he's got himself a couple second gap to Kyle Dewey, new racer here for I-75 Motorsports, in second in amateur category.
Yeah, I'm having a look at Sean Provo's pit stop time, 49 seconds in his stall. That is possibly either a speeding or unsafe entry into pit lane for Provo. So you called it, Rich. Rough start for him. Was sitting comfortably in the top of AM class, up comfortably in the top 10 as well, almost in the top 5 if I remember correctly. So another driver who probably was envisioning a nice start to the season. He's going to have to try and work now to salvage what he can here for points.
Yeah, there was only 2 drivers who really seemed to have incidents on pit lane, and that was the number 1 and number 2 cars in the amateur category, and also costing Taylor Shank. So Taylor Shank back underway, but now he's 4th in class instead of 2nd. We're going to go back up a little further up, though. William Fenson now. William Fenson is fallen. He's just over a second behind Jack Edgecoats, but Jim Feliz returning back to Throttle Freaks and returning with a vengeance. Jim Feliz starting to apply some serious pressure to William Fenson.
Yeah, he absolutely is, Rich. And you know what? I was just thinking to myself as I'm looking at the delta between Hedgecoats, Fenson, and Feliz, and you know what? I got so used to watching Jack Hedgecoats get out to a lead by a midway point through the race that it kind of shocked me. He's only 1.2 seconds ahead of this battle. So, you know what? He doesn't have the opportunity here to really lift off and try and cut back a little bit on severity of the drive here. He's really got to keep pushing because he doesn't want to lose any time here to Fenson and Feliz. Any mistake and they're ready to pounce. They're just outside of the draft range of Hedgecoats. So a little mistake from him if he can get them, or he doesn't want to get them, if they can get themselves into draft range here, Rich, we might see the battle for the top 3 podium positions.
Oh, that would be quite awesome. One thing Jack doesn't have to worry about, though, I don't think, is fuel. He can go full tilt for the rest of this race because he was one of the slower cars on pit lane. Over 16 seconds in his stall if we compare them to 14.8 of Fenson and Feliz. So, but Jack Edgecoats had nobody to draft behind for the first half of this race, and for the second half thus far. He's been kind of breaking the wind all on his own. But like you said, Fenson and Feliz aren't too far behind. If they could maybe tighten it up together and work together, they might be able to pull themselves up. But we shall see. We've got just under 10 minutes remaining. We're on lap 20. We're going to go about 24. So still got 4 full laps to go once they complete this one.
Yeah, we're on board. We're with Jim Feliz now and falling back a little bit off of Fenson as that gap now sitting about 6/10. So see, maybe Feliz just backed off a little bit, cool the tires down to try and mount himself a charge. You see there his teammates, Brett Thurman in 6th place overall. Seb Goche, we saw what just happened to him. He's fallen all the way down into 29th place. So the good, the bad, and the ugly there for Team SRTE Purple in race 1 of the season here, Rich.
Well, that's why we have a 10-race season, Rob. It's not the start you want, but It's not how you start the season, it's how you finish the season, folks. It's where the points total at the end, at the last race, which can't be dropped. Oh, look at this great battle. We got Ryan O'Connor up ahead of Dale Peterson, David Bush III taking a peek in behind. Colin McKenzie's in that mix a little bit as well. So, hey, Jason Park's still hanging on. So, right now, Ryan O'Connor getting himself a whole bunch of Dale Peterson coming up the outside. O'Connor covers off the inside. Peterson wisely tucks it back in. But that let David Bush III get right up close. David Bush III having a sniff now.
Yeah, I thought Peterson was going to go for the crossover heading into the bus stop when he looked out wide, and then O'Connor went defensive on the inside. I thought Peterson was going to try and cross it back over to the inside, but as you mentioned, that little kind of hesitation on making the move allowed David Bush III to really close that gap, and he's bringing McKenzie and Park along with him too. So it was Peterson and O'Connor starting to pull away from the rest of this pack, but now they've kind of reeled them right back in. So again, it's going to be a battle for 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th here.
Yeah, that's fabulous. That's what we want to see, folks. We want to see good, close, hard racing. And that's what we're seeing here with these 4 or 5 drivers, and I'm just loving it. Ian Cabana, though, had himself a good race as well. Ian Cabana, he's up 5 positions on day, sitting 3rd in class. Ian Cabana falling behind Matt Scherf. So we got Corvette, we've got Ferrari, and hey, Ian Cabana's not jumping on the bandwagon. Him and Kevin Burke has been running this car for a number of seasons.
They are Ferrari diehards, that's for sure. I don't think I've seen them drive anything but the Ferrari from as long as I can remember, even back when it was the 488, Rich, before we had the 296. I think they were Ferrari, but James Hand just up ahead of them. Battle for top spot in AM class as Kyle Dewey looks to the inside. Dewey going to make the move here. He's going to take over top spot in AM away from James Hand. So Hand now, the I-75 Motorsports driver, has let one of his teammates, Kyle Dewey, by. So I-75 on I-75 battle here for top spot in AM.
Well, that was rather kind of him, letting the new driver to Throttle Freaks get by. But come on, James, let's give her. And James Hand taking a little bit of a peek, but nothing doing right now. You wouldn't expect teammates or cousins of teammates, or I'm not sure if they're in the exact team. They're both with the I-75 Motorsports group. They don't want to take each other out, so they're going to drive each other clean. On the inset, though, we take a look. Hey, we got William Fenson here, still managing to hold off Jim Feliz, but all that time, they are not closing up on Jack Hedgecoats, folks. Jack Hedgecoats up to a 2.5 second lead, so Jack Hedgecoats has this race firmly in hand as long as he doesn't make any mistakes.
And Hedgecoats was the only driver last time by into the 44s. Everybody else 45s are slower, so he's been able to maintain the pace where it looks like Fenson and Feliz starting to fall off here as the race carries on. So only 5 minutes to go here. We'll see who brings home the victory for race 1, but right now we got a battle in the top of AM class. We got a battle at the top of Pro class. Our Pro-Am drivers, more or less in a battle too as well, with Dale Peterson currently our top Pro-Am driver, but just 2 spots behind him is Colin McKenzie and Jason Park, 2nd and 3rd in class. And you see them all on camera right there.
Oh, there we go. Let's see what happens here. What do you think's going to happen here, Rob? I don't know. But we got McLaren. McLaren on McLaren. My goodness, that's a lot of McLarens. But Ryan O'Connor goes to the outside. Dale Peterson takes a peek up the inside. Nothing going on. David Bush III getting stymied there. He's got nowhere to go. He's been following these two for quite some time. Colin McKenzie, Jason Park, all right there. This is going to go all the way down to the end, I think, Rob. I think we're going to see these 5 cars continue to battle. At some point, though, Peterson's going to have to really send it, I think, unless he's quite comfortable with his position being in first place. And might not have to send it. Ryan O'Connor getting off onto the grass. Peterson going around the outside. We've got O'Connor on the inside, but O'Connor managed to hold him off, sliding around the outside, a little touching there. David Bush III is getting a look now. Oh my goodness, here we go. Dale Peterson trying to tuck him behind. David Bush III sending it up the inside. David Bush III, a little bit of a touch there, and so far so good. Oh, are we going 3-4 wide? Oh my goodness gracious. Dale Peterson somehow out of all of that, Peterson comes out ahead. O'Connor,
McKenzie into the wall.
Oh, wow. What race action.
Oh man, I was gonna say Mackenzie was gonna make out like that one like a bandit who was able to pick up a couple spots, but tried to go to the outside of O'Connor. I'm not sure if O'Connor knew he was there or not, but took him into the wall. Colin McKenzie probably not going to be too happy about that, but Dale Peterson is finally going to get around Ryan O'Connor up in the top spot, but I'm not sure what happened there through the heel of the boot. It looks like, I don't know if O'Connor slid a little bit, had to collect the car up, or Bush just got a good run on the inside, but there was contact, and we saw 3, 4, almost even 5 wide at one point in time, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of something you expect on lap 1 or 2 on going into turn 1 at Watkins Glen. That's not what you expect going in, coming into turn 8 and 9 at Watkins Glen, 40-something minutes into the race. Let's take a look at this replay. Here's where you get the action here. We've got Bush sending it up the inside. Peterson looks like he kind of touched a little bit on oh my goodness, my brain on O'Connor. Everybody kind of checked up, and this is the incident you're talking about here. Mackenzie's going around the outside, but got closed off on him there, and O'Connor and him touched. That sent Mackenzie into the wall. Oh, wow. But, man, back to live action here. William Fenton, second place. William Fenton still holding off Jim Feliz. So Jack Edgehokes continue to be checked out, but these two drivers battling all the way to the end. We're coming around to start lap at 25. We're going to go 26 laps. Yeah, the clock's been extended, or the clock hasn't been extended. Our estimates have been extended, so we've got 2 more laps of racing here. Is Jim Feliz going to be able to get by William Fenton? Is William Fenton going to be able to hold off Jim Feliz? Both have a podium at hand as long as they don't have any contact. Right now, it's a battle for second place.
Yeah, last we checked in, Feliz had fallen back to about 6-7 tenths back of Fenton, but starting to mount the charge here. Feliz realizing there's only this lap plus 1 more for him to try and get the job done if he wants to move up 1 step on the podium from the 3rd spot into the 2nd spot. Looks like barring any catastrophe for Edgehokes, making his way through lap traffic now, which he only has the 11 up ahead of him with Max Gomez, and then he still has clear sailing for a bit. So barring any major self-inflicted mistake, he should be able to bring home that win, but the battle right now is for second place. Feliz looking real racy on the back of William Fenton. So Fenton going to have to put his best defensive effort forward here, Rich, I think, if he wants to keep Jim Feliz behind him and hold on to second place.
Yeah, it's Feliz is he took a little time off to recuperate and regroup, and obviously his driving skill has not deteriorated. William Fenton, great start to this season. Solid drive thus far, managing to hold off Feliz and stay in touch with Edgehokes for most of this race. So we're coming around. We're going to have 1 more lap to go when they cross the start-finish line. There we go. We'll take a look at the leader, Jack Edgehokes. He's led since the get-go, folks. Not really too surprising, but Barney waving the white flag vigorously. Welcome back, Jack.
And there we see, there goes Fenton and Feliz heading through into turn 1. Last chance here for Feliz to get a run through turn 1. This is your best overtaking opportunity to set it up through turn 1, up through the S's, and try and make the move into the bus stop. Is he going to be able to find a way around? Is William Fenton going to be able to hold him off? We've seen a number of drivers trying to make the move through the bus stop, but being unable to do it. Last one was Dale Peterson. We saw him go a number of times on the inside of O'Connor, unable to do it. Can Feliz find a way around Fenton? Can Fenton hold him off? Looks like Fenton going to hold him off this time. Feliz going to have to try and find something through the boot here now, Rich. His opportunities are starting to dwindle.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of time left. Drivers still battling nose to tail, but right now Fenton is where he needs to be, and that's 1 spot ahead of Jim Feliz. Jim Feliz going to try and keep it up and close in case Fenton has any type of mistake, because really that, or maybe the lap traffic, we've got Jean Provo up ahead. He may come into play, but we'll find out shortly. Not many corners left right now. Coming into corner 8, we've only got 11 corners on this circuit. Feliz too far back to make a move here. Fenton coming around. Now up to the toughest corner on this track, in my opinion, turn 9. As long as Fenton gets through here clean, I think this race is over. But Feliz getting all up in the business, but there we go. Provo getting out of the way, wants no part of this, but we're going to go up to the front, catch up with Jack Hedgecoats, making his return to Throttle Freaks Season 6. Jack Hedgecoats took pole. Jack Hedgecoats took victory.
And Fencing going to be able to hold off the charge of Feliz for second and third place. Herbert Pineda going to come home in fourth. Welcome back, Nick Goen. A nice strong P5 for him. Brett Thurman, the Bad Santa, going to finish where he qualified in sixth place. Joshua Spears up one spot behind him. Dale Peterson going to hang on to take top spot in Pro-Am. Jason Park going to come home in second. Colin McKenzie going to manage to salvage the third step on the podium in Pro-Am class. Oh, I maybe spoke too soon. Kevin Berquist, though, putting a ton of pressure on him into the final corner. Berquist looks to the inside. It's going to be a drag race here. McKenzie able to hold him off. Taking that damaged car to the win. Kyle Dewey across the drive. Welcome to the league, Kyle Dewey. He's going to take the win over James Hand. It's a 1-2 for I-75 Motorsports in AM class. And then Taylor Schenk with the My Little Pony Mustang. He's going to come across 17th place, down 7 spots, but he takes final step on the podium.
Yeah, Taylor Schenk, the poor pit stop or the pit issues cost him, but still gets on the podium. It's a nice introduction to Throttle Freaks. Take a look at Doug Evans coming across. Chip Michaels coming across in 25th place. So Chip Michaels up 10 positions on the day. Nice, a solid effort to start the season for Chip Michaels.
And it looks like Max Gomez is going to be the final car on the lead lap. A couple more corners to go for the Dixie Cup paint job of Gomez in his Porsche 911 GT3 RS. And once he crosses the line, that'll make everything official here for race 1 of season 6. And if you've been watching all this racing and thinking, damn, I'd like to get out there on track, there are still some spots left. You can, again, find the Discord link in the description of the video. Get yourself on in, sign up, and you could be out here next week battling at Oran Park. But, Rich, I think for a race 1 of the season here at Watkins, we couldn't ask for much more.
No, I mean, we had, 5 cars battling for 8th place at one time, late in the race. I mean, they were pretty much 5 wide, and with just a couple laps to go. So we had a great battle up front early on for the first half of the race between Hedgecoats and Fanson. Herbert Pineda, solid effort coming fourth. Not too much in the way of incidents. We had a couple of big ones, but for the most part, lots of good, clean racing. Great amateur racing between Kyle Dewey, newcomer here, and James Hand. I don't know. It was a thrilling race.
It was. Let's take a look at the results here for race 1. First off, on the pro side of things, Jack Hedgecoats going to take the win over William Fenton and Jim Feliz. Herbert Pineda in fourth with Goen and Thurman rounding out the top 6. Spears, O'Connor, Bush the third. Matt Scherf and Ryan Bird round out our pro class in Pro-Am. Dale Peterson takes the win over Jason Park and Colin McKenzie. Oh, I'm not sure where the rest of our drivers went to there, but there were some there, Rich, I promise you.
yeah, we had actually Kevin Berquist was fourth, Jack Polliott fifth, and Jay Steffi recovered to 6th place. Andrew Trickett also 7th place.
See if we can get the reload. Oh man, we've gone sketchy iRacing. But either way, Rich gave us the rundown. But Rich, we gonna have some drivers in the waiting room here to have a chat with us.
Did we cover off the amateur? Let me cover off the amateur.
We did.
Did we have that?
Yeah, we got them. So it looks like we got Jack Hedgecoats in the waiting room. Not sure who this driver. It just says K ... on my screen. I'll have to see if I can find out who that is. But let's bring in our race winner, Jack Hedgecoats, who's going to catch up with Richard Swindells.
Well, you came back.
Yeah, hi guys, I'm back. Took a little season off.
You took a season off, and it seemed to agree with you, and started on pole. Basically, led every lap that you were out on the track for, and a nice victory. Fenson gave you you applied some pressure for the first half until the pit stops. How'd that race go for you, Jack?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, I was just talking to him, and I mean, he had amazing pace. I mean, he kept me honest the entire first stint, and then after the pits, I mean, I couldn't. I was hot lapping every lap. I mean, I was probably able to save my tires a bit better than he was, because after the pit stops, I was able to open that gap up a lot quicker than I was able to during the first half. So, and then them two battling, it just ballooned that gap. But I mean, the race was very close throughout the entire day, and so. I mean, I had a lot of practice. I had another endurance race here this past weekend, so I've had a lot of laps. So that definitely helped out for the knowing having the pace. But yeah, just glad to be back.
And schooling went well, I hope.
Yeah, exams went well. Got I think got 3 A's and a B. So hey, we'll take it. You know how it be.
Right on. Your time off from racing paid off in both cases, so that's good to hear, Jack. We're glad to have you back. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to or thank tonight?
Thanks to all the whole Going team for having FOMO after I signed up last minute earlier, and they all signed up. 4 of them signed up today, so just filling out the rest of the roster. Hey, maybe one more of us will join next week or something, and then we can have 2 teams. So, but no, just thanks to all of them for coming to do another season. I thought it was going to be me solo, so.
Well, you really threw it to Rob. He had to get hot on the horns and getting all the drivers updated for the broadcast tonight. But we're glad to have Going Racing back. We're glad to have you back, and congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Alrighty, thanks y'all.
That was our race winner, Jack Hedgecokes. I was going to say dominant, but you know what? He led wire to wire, Rich, but not one of his most dominant races. Yeah, I guess he took a little bit of time off, but look at him bragging about his marks in school as from a solid D student over here. A little bit jealous, but let's bring in the second place driver, William Fenson, who was able to put together a nice race here. William, you had a nice battle with Feliz going at the end. You were able to hold him off, but were you getting a little worried that you might not be able to do it?
Definitely was. That pressure is, it changes your driving, doesn't it? As soon as someone's on your tail, you make some little mistakes, they gain on you, they get closer, it's more pressure. But yeah, it was good fun.
Now, next week we head to a track that was no longer around in real life, but it is somewhat in your backyard, Oran Park. Are you looking forward to that one? I know it's a little bit obscure as far as GT3 racing goes.
Yeah, I don't know how good the racing's going to be there. It will be a little bit of quali special. But yeah, I like the track. I went there as a young man. I know that uphill turn onto the home straight quite well. So hopefully I can string it together next week and try go one step higher on the podium.
Absolutely. We'll see what you can do when you get in there. But before we let you go here, William, anybody you want to give a shout out to at home cheering you on?
Yeah, a special shout out to my wife. She has had a baby 3 weeks ago. She's gone to get a haircut today. She's taken the baby with her so I could race. She's a trooper.
Oh, hats off to her. That's
congratulations.
She's more understanding than I think mine would be, William. But
yes.
Congrats on the second place.
Thanks, guys.
Congrats on the second place, and absolutely shout out to her. But best of luck next week, William, and we hope for good things for you from the land down under.
Thanks, guys.
That was our second place finisher in overall, as well as the pro class, William Fenson. Let's bring in the driver he was battling, Jim Feliz, to catch up with Richard Swindells.
Hey, Jim, congratulations and welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Nice to be back. It's a really quick group of guys once again in this league, and yeah, fun track, fast cars, and really fast pace at the front. I think I didn't really have anything for William or Jack. We were chatting a little bit after the race, and they just had a couple tenths extra. I thought maybe I could save a little fuel and have something for them, but wasn't to be today. Those guys are fast.
Oh, you certainly applied a lot of pressure to William at the last. Most of the race, but especially after the pit stops. You kept him on his toes. You kept him honest, and but overall, you can't be disappointed with third place after a season off there for the SRTE purple car.
Yeah, definitely pretty happy with third. I think to come back to a quick league and have a podium right off the bat is fantastic. And William was saying that sort of in the driver's room after that he was applying a lot of pressure, and I think I saw him hit the wall pretty hard at one point, so I was hoping that would slow him down, but there was no slowing him down today. He did pretty great. So.
Well, we look forward to seeing what you can do with the week's experience under your belt next week. Anybody you'd like to give thanks to or a shout out to, Jim?
Yeah, I just want to, say hello to my family. I know they're watching the broadcast and they're always supporting me. And I want to give a shout out to all the SRT guys. We had some good practices this week, and it was nice to be, back driving with a big group of guys all in the same league. So, yeah, looking forward to the rest of the season.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. We'll see you next week, Jim.
All right. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it.
That was our third place overall finisher, third in Pro Class 2 as well, Jim Feliz. Let's head off to the Pro-Am category, Rich, where we've got Dale Peterson. Dale, congrats, bringing home top spot in Pro-Am, but it wasn't without its trials and tribulations. We were watching, I believe it was you, O'Connor, McKenzie, Bush, Park battle it out towards the end of the race, and I think at one point in time we counted 4 or 5 cars wide.
Yeah, we were just talking about that in the waiting room. I was telling them about the 4 wide. They were coming out of turn 8. It was, it worked, I guess, this time. Yeah, we had a little, I gave Brian a little bump going into 8, and then David got him a little bit, but everyone gave everyone room, and we all made it through, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and if anybody's ever questioning how many cars you could put wide on Watkins Glen at that point in time, they're just going to go back here and take a look. But we head to Oran Park, where it's going to be even tighter confines next week. The McLaren, already a wide GT3 as it is. How comfortable are you feeling heading there?
Comfortable because I will not be there. It's it's my anniversary next Tuesday, and it's also my wife's retirement. So I am not racing next Tuesday night.
Oh man, I would have told her. So,
that's a smart man.
The retirement party's for you, racing's for me. I
think the anniversary part I could probably get away with, but the retirement, that's no chance.
Yeah, we got to keep the better halves happy so we can do the hobby we enjoy doing. But
yeah, that's right.
Overall, how do you feel your race went here to kick off week 1 of season 6?
I think I'm really happy with it. Worked on a couple of things in the off season just to become a little bit more consistent, and hopefully this is the start of seeing that come to fruition and avoid those self spins that have dogged me in the past.
Well, it was a nice start for a couple Riot Motorsports drivers, yourself and William Fenton, P2 for him, a P1 for you. So we'll see what you guys have unfolding for the rest of the season. But before we let you go here, Dale, any shout outs you want to give everybody cheering at home? We already heard about the wife, so anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
Well, our other partner, Jay Steffi, who does all our paints for us. We all have different cars this year, and it was just a few days ago we settled on what car we were driving. So Jay's been busy painting cars the last couple of days and getting us all set up. So we appreciate that.
Absolutely. The painters, the unsung heroes of league racing. So, well, you 1 win under your belt here, Dale. Best of luck heading into the week after Oran Park, which I can't remember off the top of my head here. Hold on, let's scroll down. Spa we're heading to afterwards. So we'll see you back on track at Spa, and we'll catch you then. Take care.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate what you guys do.
Thank you. That was Dale Peterson, our top Pro-Am driver, Rich. And it looks like we have a couple of our Am drivers here waiting to talk to us. Let's bring in new driver Kyle Dewey, who was able to take the win away from his teammate, James Han, at the end with Richard Swindell's.
Hey, Kyle, welcome to Throttle Freaks, and congratulations.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for the warm welcome. Enjoyed the race today, for sure.
Yeah, you and you certainly, you moved up 10 positions from your start. A couple of them were instants ahead of you, but you certainly made some moves. We saw you get by James Han to take over first place, both I-75 Motorsports drivers. You must be pleased today.
Yeah, it was a great result for us and for the team. It was my first race with you guys. Definitely a great group of guys. We were in the Discord, so we made sure that we didn't have any sort of nonsense trying to pass each other. So it was clean, and it was a good time.
Yeah, we figured there might have been some team orders there to try and keep clear of each other and not cause incidents, but you certainly had some great racing. Next week, a little bit of different track though. We're going over to Oran Park. Have you done much racing there?
To be honest, I actually don't even know what that track that is, so I'll have to do a lot of homework this week for sure.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna have your homework. Definitely a lot tighter track than than we saw here this week at Watkins Glen. We hope to see what you can do next week, Kyle. Anybody you'd like to give thanks to or a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to my team, and also shout out to all you guys for putting on a broadcast and everything like that. And shout out to my my family at home watching.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. We'll see you next week, Kyle.
Yep, take care.
That was our winner in AM class, Kyle Dewey, and then let's bring in the driver who he was able to take that spot away here, James Hand. James, looks like you were on pace potentially to take the win here in week number 1, but your teammate Kyle Dewey was able to get around you, and you had to settle for second place. But overall, nice way to start the season.
Yeah, just didn't have the grip at the end, so he just had slightly better grip. So, but fair play to him, and it's a good result for the team. So.
Now, I mentioned it to Rich early on. I'm surprised to see you in the BMW. We got so used to watching you drive the Mustang or the McLaren. What was the choice behind the BMW this season?
Just sort of mixing it up and just trying to sort of better my skills a little bit, try and work on them, work on my trail braking and stuff. So hopefully it does me good this season.
Anything but the Ferrari makes us happy, as we've got more than enough of them on the grid. But we're going to head to Oran Park next week. It's a track that I've kind of been mentioning everybody. It's a little bit obscure as far as GT3 racing. It's kind of a track that you see more in the Mazda side of things. Skip Barber, F4. How comfortable are you taking the GT3 machinery there with potentially 40 cars on track?
I'm hoping it should do good, but obviously I need to put the practice in because I haven't really done that track yet. So, but yeah, I'm hoping for another good result, hopefully, and also for the team as well. So we'll see how we go.
Well, you started the season off not much better than you could have asked for, second place. You're going to take that one and move on into next week. Before we let you go here, any shout outs you want to give to anybody at home cheering you on and rooting for you?
Yeah, just big thanks to my family that allow me to do this. Obviously, my missus allow me to stay up late night doing this. But yeah, no, and also for you guys for podcasting and doing the league.
Well, we appreciate that, James, and best of luck heading into next week and through the rest of the season. Hopefully we'll be talking to you again.
Hopefully, man. Thank you.
Have a good one. Now, Rich, that's going to wrap up our interviews for this evening. A nice start for a number of drivers here. Unfortunately, some other drivers who were probably hoping to kick their season off with a bang saw it go by the wayside early on. But you know what? They got plenty of time to regroup. They do get one drop race, although it cannot be the final race of the season, as you mentioned early on in the broadcast. So we head to Oran Park next week, and then we'll follow that up with Spa. But if you're looking to see some more racing here on Racers Nexus, we'll give you a little look at what's heading into the rest of this week. As you see there, Tuesday night, we had Porsche Cup earlier, the Apex this. And then we had Throttle Freaks GT3, which you just watched right now. Thursday night, we're going to have the finale for High Point Racing's IMSA series. And then we also have the Freedom Motorsports World Endurance Challenge, which starts about a half an hour later. On Sunday, Freedom Motorsports returns with the Gen 4 Racing, and then Apex this with their Mazda Racing at 9 p.m. too as well. And then Monday evening, some more GT3 action hits the grid as Pony Express with their 1 hour sprint race. They're at 8:30. And then you'll hear Rich and myself again. Freedom Motorsports GT3 action at 9:45 on Monday. So if you're looking to catch any
that's
action,
a full schedule.
and that's only about half the races we got coming. We still got a number of races number of leagues that don't start up again for a couple weeks, Rich. So it's only going to get fuller. But as we mentioned off the top, if you are interested in joining this league or the Porsche Cup League, which starts in a couple weeks, find the Discord link in the description of the video. Get yourself into the Discord, get yourself signed up so you can be on track here racing all the great drivers we saw out here this evening. Rich, anything to wrap it up before we go?
No, I'm just thanks to Throttle Freaks for having us back. We broadcast every single Throttle Freaks race there's been, and we're happy to keep doing it, folks. Rob and I have been here for quite some time.
You've got everyone. I've missed a few here and there, Rich, but you've got a Iron Man streak going of every race the Throttle Freaks has put on. So hats off to you, sir. You're the better man than me. But for now, we're going to sign off for this week. You'll catch us back next week. June 30th will be race number 2, Apex Sim Racing Track Cams for Gourmets. Thank you for helping out with the feed. Track Cams providing all the camera action. And then until next week, I'm Rob Campbell. Richard Swindell is in the booth with me. This has been Racers Nexus. Bye for now.